This snake is white, as you can see. As white as they come. It's white underbelly, white everything. It's an absolutely gorgeous snake. What's up, snake fans? Dave Palumbo here for Muscle Serpents Daily. And today we're going to be talking boas. We're going to be going into the snake room and we're going to be looking at a Blizzard boa litter that I produced this past year, March actually of 2023. So they're coming up on a year old. That's usually when I'll start potentially listing my snakes for sale. I usually like to wait till about a year old, the boas especially. Make sure they're eating well, they're healthy, they're doing great. This way I can kind of pick out what I want as my holdbacks and then put up the rest for sale. This litter was a nice, really nice litter. I'm not going to put them all up initially, but I'll put up some of the superstars, and I'm going to showcase some of them in this video today so you can see what I got. Now, the Blizzard project is a combination of the Hypo gene, which is an incomplete dominant, so you can have Hypo and Super Hypo, the sharp albino gene, which we know is recessive, and the Ralph Davis reptile, which is the RDR, black-eyed anery gene. Now, aneuphoristic genes remove red. This black-eyed anery has a black eye, and it removes some yellows too. So it's kind of like an all-purpose gene. It seems to be the new, I think it's the hottest anery gene on the market. If you want to make a really totally white snake, this gene is a must-have. And if you get 2 copies of the Hypo gene with the sharp albino and the visual black-eyed anery gene, you produce the whitest snake in all of boa breeding. The Super Hypo Blizzard, we call it. And I think it's the most exquisite snake because I like white snakes. It's a red-eyed, pure white, snow white snake. It never turns yellow ever throughout its whole life. And to me, it's exquisite. And I'm gonna make a male and a female available. So you guys are really lucky that I'm gonna be putting those up on Morph Market. They're very hard to come by and because they're hard to make. So I'm gonna show you some of the snakes that we made in this project, and we're going to see how they're doing. And if you guys want to purchase any of them, you can reach out to me. I'm going to put them on Morph Market. Oh, by the way, I found out that for some reason I hadn't been on my Morph Market account for a couple weeks. I've been just getting, and I noticed I hadn't gotten any people asking me questions about snakes, which is unusual. And then I signed in today because someone had called me up and told me about it, and I realized I had to click and verify something on my account. So the account should be working now. So you should be able to contact me for the snakes that I do have listed on there. Sorry about that little inconvenience. It was my own little hiccup. All right, let's go into the snake room and take a look and see what we got. Look at my diamond pythons are out. It's 71 degrees right now. So I guess they're trying to get a little bask and get a little bit of heat because it was been cold the last couple days. So that's my female in the water bowl. I wonder if the water is warm. And that's why she's in it. She's kind of holding on to that water bowl. And then I see, that's my female. And then my male is up there. He's kind of in the area where there's a little bit of heat. But the heat wouldn't be on right now because it doesn't go on until about 60 degrees, or 55, 60 degrees. So he's just kind of just chilling in there. But usually I don't see them. Usually they're hidden. They seem to be out. I think once again, because the sun's out a little bit here. Cape Coral, and they're kind of just prowling the cage, which is kind of cool. I don't see the diamonds out that much. I see the olives out a lot more than the diamonds. And the olive pythons are actually, they're in their little house. No one's out over here. The other olive pair are also inside, right there. And then my Bredli pythons are kind of just sticking their heads out to get a little bit of sun. Sometimes I find that sometimes they'll just heat themselves up a little bit, like the front part of their bodies. And it seems to be enough. So, once again, it's been chilly here the last couple days, so I guess if they have a chance to warm up a little, they'll warm up. Sometimes I just gotta laugh when I see snakes doing certain things. And this Rhino Rat Snake, I had to show you. He's just kind of hanging out. He likes to hang out from the rafters there. And just chill out and see what's going on. See if any food's gonna be brought to him or anything like that. Take a look at him. Look at that boy. What a funny boy. One of my favorite snakes. All right, we're going to be talking about a really cool boa litter I had this year. I'm going to try to list a few of these snakes. I think they're ready to go. They were born in March of of 23 actually, so they're going to be a year old next month, or 2 months from now actually. But they're so beautiful that I think it's time to start listing these guys. And we're starting with a really beautiful one right here. The litter was a Arabesque sharp sunglow that was het for RDR black-eyed anery, and it was bred to a sharp sunglow that was het for RDR black-eyed anery. So this I believe to be a super hypo or super sharp sunglow, and you can see it's got that spread out saddling, which is the Arabesque gene. So it looks like we hit the Arabesque. We hit, it looks super hypo to me. It's really clean. And we have to call it possible super hypo, but I would, if I was a betting man, I would say this is super hypo. Really, really nice looking male right here. And he's got that nice striped tail. He really came out nice. So I'm pretty sure that he's going to be super hypo and prove out. Now, he would be considered 66% het RDR because both parents were het for RDR, black-eyed anery. And as you know, the black-eyed anery gene removes reds and some yellows. It's a really clean, really beautiful looking anery gene. Probably the best. I think it's the best one in the boa world right now. You know, prior to this, you know, it was kind of like the type 1 aneries and the type 2 aneries and the Central American boas. Now we got this black-eyed anery gene. It's really nice. But if you're looking for like a really nice albino, this is really nice. Probably, once again, possible super sunglow, Arabesque. Now this little boy is also, I believe, a super hypo or super sharp sunglow. 66% het black-eyed anery. There's no Arabesque in this guy. And look how clean he is. And you can see one of the things you look for in a super sunglow would be greatly reduced saddles. So you can see all this saddling that's all kind of messed up looking. That's because that's what the hypo gene does. So one copy will mess it up a little bit. 2 copies usually fragments it like we're seeing here. No guarantee, of course. You know, that's why we call it possible super hypo. But it's very clean looking. There's no, like, nothing that would indicate, like, a dirty look to it. It's very clean looking albino. And these sharps are really, really nice. And as you can see, bring her in the light here. Nice little boy here. If you like a nice, clean, sharp albino with that hypo gene or 2 copies possibly, he's pretty nice. And of course, he's also 66% het RDR. All right, this is a really, really nice little female. I was looking for a female. This is also possible super hypo. I think it's 1 copy of hypo, sharp albino. Pretty sure there's Arabesque in there as well. And it's 66% het RDR, black-eyed anery. It's much lighter. Let me pick this girl up here. This clutch, they're very nice, these bows. So they're not like nippy. They're very relaxed. And she's like almost like a, it looks like someone took some turpentine and actually diluted her coloring, which is really kind of cool. She almost looks motley. There's no motley in this, and that's obviously the Arabesque interacting with the hypo gene. Really beautiful little girl. She's so beautiful that I like almost want to, keep her. She's really nice. Some really nice coloring. So we'll keep an eye on her. I'm going to put her up for sale though. Let me know if anyone's interested. All right, here's a beautiful, beautiful Blizzard male. This is a Blizzard is a Hypo, sharp albino, black-eyed anery. So this is a visual RDR black-eyed anery. And you can see all the reds are gone. It still has some yellows in it because it's not a super hypo. The super hypo will erase all the yellows. That's when you get that, we get the totally white snake. So this is one copy of Hypo, probably, or actually it might be zero. It might not be any copies of Hypo. We might have missed the Hypo gene in here completely, which is possible. But I see some like saddling that's kind of broken up here. This might be an Arabesque sharp albino black-eyed anery. It's very interesting looking. Beautiful snake. And like I said, it has some yellows in it because I think the Hypo, I don't know if it has any copies of Hypo actually. So it's hard for me to tell, but it has like a whitish eye. So I'm thinking it probably has one copy of Hypo and it doesn't have the two. And it's got some nice size on it too. All these snakes are great eaters. They've been really, really good. And like I said, they're almost a year old. And I usually like to wait a year before I sell my boas. This boy will go up. Really nice. Very, very dramatic looking snake. All right, now this is a stunner. This is a super hypo blizzard. This is the snake that doesn't turn any colors. It stays white. It was born white, snow white like this. It will stay snow white its whole life. It is 2 copies of the Hypo gene, super hypo. It's also got the sharp albino gene, and it's got the RDR black-eyed anery. All triple homozygous animal. So 2 copies of the albino gene, the RDR black-eyed anery gene, and the Hypo gene. And we get this beautiful white snake. The whitest snake in all of boa breeding. There's no whiter snake. Super fire diamonds are not as white because they have black spots on them and some yellows. This snake is white, as you can see. White as they come. It's white underbelly, white everything. It's an absolutely gorgeous snake. Once again, I would keep it. I already have some that I've held back. So this girl is going to go up. She is creme de la creme, top shelf. And I'm also going to make this male super hypo blizzard available as well. Same genes. 2 copies of the Hypo gene, sharp albino, and RDR black-eyed anery visual. Super perfect in every way possible. Beautiful, beautiful little boy. Look at that white. The whitest of white snakes. He's almost a year old, eating well, solid as they come. This is a very rare opportunity. Not many of these super hypo blizzards are available on the market. They're limited. It's hard to make them, and I want to make some available. Can't keep everything, you know, but this is, even if you don't, if you want to breed, this is a powerhouse of a male, obviously. But even if you just wanted to have one of the most coolest pets you could possibly have, pet snakes that is, and you want to show people an awesome looking snake, these things are just stellar. What a beautiful display animal this would make. I'm going to probably build a display cage for some of my super hypo blizzards. You know I have my 2 super fire diamonds in the display cage. I want to put a pair of these also at some point as well. So you guys have a very rare opportunity here. All right, we'll finish off. I mentioned my super fire diamonds in their natural display setting. Here's their big cabinet stand that they're in. 6 feet high, 4 foot wide, 3 foot long, deep, and they were all on the ground. The other day I was showing you they were all in the trees. They just shed out, and they're kind of just hanging out, all curled up on the floor. I don't know why. They do what they want. They kind of go where they want, whenever they want, and see, they just shed, and they're all stacked up in the corner here. I don't know what it is. They're hanging out with each other, which is rare. A lot of times they're not really hanging out with each other. I'm always wondering, I mean, they're not that big yet, but I don't think they're ready to breed. You know, they might breed next year, but I mean, they're kind of old enough. They're just not, they're not big because I have kind of slow have slow grown them. But you can see they're beautifully white. I mean, that's a pretty beautiful white. Mine happen to be, I picked the whitest ones. Some people like the ones with a lot of speckles on them. I like the white ones. Although I do like the ones that are really crazy speckled. It's hard to tell here, but if you look at the head, let me see if we can zoom in on the head a little bit. You can see some yellows. There are some yellows in there that run through the head, especially of these Super Fire Diamonds, that the Blizzards don't have. The Super Blizzards don't have. Different locality of snake though too. They don't really look alike. They look different, and both beautiful though. So if you like white snakes, but the Super Blizzards are just so white. They have the red eyes. They're just they got something. They grab my heart. I don't know. And I'm a white snake guy, and I really love the Super Blizzards. All right, guys, that's going to do it for today here at Palumbo's Pythons and Boas. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope maybe you saw something you like. Maybe you want to get into this blizzard project. Maybe you want to get a visual blizzard. I'm making them available, and they're at a very, very good price. We discounted everything this week for the month of January, and so take advantage if you want to get into this project. There's some really good snakes. They're top shelf, these guys. Every snake in this litter I wanted to keep. That's how good they all have been. So take a look. If there's anything you like and you want questions, feel free to reach out to me, email, call me, whatever you want. Contact me through Morph Market if you want. I'm going to hopefully have these snakes listed when this video goes up, and I promise you will not be disappointed in these snakes. All right, guys. If you're enjoying these videos, show us the love. Hit that subscribe button. Turn on those notifications. Hit that like button. I'll see you back tomorrow morning.